Welcome to Desperately Seeking the 80s. I am Meg.
And I'm Jessica. And Meg and I have been friends since 1982. We got through middle school and high school together here in New York City, where we still live.
And where we podcast about New York City in the 80s. I do Ripped from the Headlines.
And I do pop culture.
So we're going to bring back another volume 2 of The More We Know, because we had so much fun with it when we last recorded.
Yes.
It has dropped. It was lovely.
It was hilarious. It was fun. It was informative.
We don't know what other people think about
All
it, but
things.
we love it.
Yep. And we are pleasing ourselves.
I think that's an important thing to do.
If not us, then who?
Really. So,
Yeah.
today I'm going to be sharing some really fun facts with Jessica that I hope will both inform and amuse her.
And I'm ready to react broadly and with great enthusiasm and vigor.
Woo!
Yay!
Do, 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 do. When I tell you
That's
my
already a good
source-
beginning. Okay.
when I tell you that my source is page 6, I hope that gives you
I have
some
a
sort of
little
joy.
frisson of joy. I'm I'm doing like the little hand gesture of yay. Is it Susie? Is it Cindy? Is it who? Who is it?
That I didn't even write that down.
Okay.
But it's from the 80s.
Okay.
It's from the 80s.
Fabulous. It might be Liz. I forgot who it did. Okay.
All right. Did you know,
Did I know?
that in August 1989, Gayfrid Steinberg
Mm-hmm.
threw a 50th birthday party for her husband, Saul Steinberg, the billionaire corporate raider, and that party cost $1 million. She hired models, both clothed and nude, to enact living tableaux from his personal collection of Renaissance paintings.
Oh, barf. Oh, that's so barfy. And you know what's super barfy about that?
Tell me.
Ugh, the pretension abounds, right? Because not only is it like, look at our art collection. We're going to show you the art that we have, but not by actually showing it to you because you might steal it. So we're actually just going to we're going to act it out. So you know that movie that you really like? Yeah, we're not going to show it to you, but we're going to act it out. And it's going to be great. That and the showiness of look at our art, F you. But even worse, in my opinion, is the pretension of labeling themselves as the players in the new Gilded Age. Because doing tableau vivant was a popular thing in the late 19th century, very early 20th century. And of course, hilariously, they got it wrong because it was like young ladies of society would be the ones. And it was sort of like a little bit of an offshoot of debutante stuff. Or the wives of really rich people. It was, you get to dress up.
They hired people.
No, they hired naked ladies to do their everything about it. To me is just like barf.
Do you know any stories about Gayfrid Steinberg and Saul Steinberg?
No.
I will eventually do a story about his divorce that led him to marry Gayfrid, but she was very different from his first wife. I know that will not surprise you.
I know. I'm like, is she younger? Is she blonder? Are her boobs higher?
Not blonde. She was from Louisiana and through Canada. Somehow she ended up in Louisiana. But she came to New York and she was going to take it by storm. And she spent money. And he had so much of it. And she had a blast. Okay, so their 34-room Park Avenue triplex. He had lived in that with the first wife. And Gayfrid was like, yeah, we're going to gut this place and start from scratch. And that is what she did. Now, it was decorated by Mark Hampton.
Oh.
And I
know Kate.
Yes. And so when the Steinbergs fell on some not so great times in the 90s, and they needed to sell that triplex. And so people who were in somewhat inner circle were invited for a tour of that apartment, which I went on.
No.
I did.
Oh, my God.
It was Pretty crazy town. Yeah, the art was unreal. It was like being in a museum. Unbelievable.
Well, good for them.
Opulent.
That's very cool that you went on the tour.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't able, they didn't let us upstairs. We couldn't see their bedrooms, none of the private rooms, but all the public rooms, all the living rooms and the kitchen and the hallways.
I'm such an idiot that I instantly am like, what was upstairs? Like, welcome to the Hall of Dildos, Gay Freed's dildo room. You know that there's something completely like unhinged going on for that marriage to just like, for her to take hold of him. She figured out what his nutty kink was and ran with it. I'm just saying.
He is,
that's my opinion.
What? I think I'm not going to do a story about his divorce because now that I'm thinking about it, it's pretty standard and cliche. What was really crazy was what happened within the Steinberg family, how they ended up dealing with each other. Mama Steinberg, for example. So I'll put a little pin in that. That'll be something for you to look forward to.
I am already a Twitter.
Yeah. It's like Dynasty. No, it's like Dallas. It's like Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what's the difference?
I don't know. I didn't watch Dynasty.
I didn't watch either.
But I did watch Dallas. So it's definitely about Dallas.
Okay. Oh.
Rich people turning on each other, even though they're blood.
Scandal.
For our next page 6 offering, did you know John Gutfreund? I do not know if that's how you pronounce it.
Gutfreund.
Okay. I'm sure you're right.
In the original, who knows what it's like? Gutfreund. All right. Yes.
Who was CEO of Salomon Brothers in the 80s. And his wife, Susan, lived at the River House on Sutton Place. In December 1982, they had their 22-foot, 500-pound Douglas fir Christmas tree delivered for their holiday party. But it wouldn't fit in the service elevator. So it had to be hauled across the rooftop terrace of their neighbors, Joan and Robert Postel, who were not invited to the Christmas party.
The shame.
So the Postels sued, and the Gutfreunds countersued. Because that's really what you want to be doing in all of your free time, is suing and countersuing your neighbors over friggin' Christmas tree and a party. You might as well just invite the person to.
Why
what
not?
The hell?
Why
What the
not?
hell?
See, now we know that the Gutfreunds are bad people.
Susan Gutfreund, a former flight attendant, was known for flying to Paris on the Concorde with her baby, his nanny, a private secretary, and a private travel agent, so she didn't have to mess with the tickets. She was like, that's in my past. I will never touch a ticket again. Air France gave her a private waiting room, so she didn't have to mix with the hoi polloi who rode the Concorde.
Yeah, that trash.
Those trash.
That pile of garbage.
Isn't that hysterical? And the fact that she was, in fact, a former flight attendant.
Well, I could imagine making it your business to make sure that nobody remembers. It's not just that you don't want to feel it again, right? It's that you don't want anyone to make the association, right? Maybe. So like, oh, there she is handling tickets again.
I mean, she's also the person who needs an outrageously large Christmas tree that no way in hell will fit in her home. There's so much about it that I'm just like.
Do you feel like maybe the Christmas
80s,
tree?
The 80s.
I feel like the Christmas tree is a not so subtle look at how powerful. Oh, wait, what's his name?
The husband?
Yeah.
John. He got in trouble.
Oh, did he? Oh, he was one of the guys who was an insider trading guy?
No, he didn't insider trade, but somebody was embezzling at Salomon Brothers. So Warren Buffett sniffed it out and was like, something's going on over there. I don't like it. And I have a piece of this action and it doesn't smell right. And he was right. Warren figured out somehow, or his people figured out that John knew about the misdealings and hadn't done anything about it. So he wasn't misdealing himself, but he hadn't done anything about it. So he got fired.
Tisk,
but he didn't go
tisk.
to jail
Okay.
or anything.
All right. Well,
Sorry, it's not. It could have been a juicier story, but that's
no.
actually what
I think. But the thing is that I think is actually very juicy about all of this is the 80s. I feel like I want to turn to every single person who we talk about, like who's in this category from the 80s, and be like, what are you trying to prove and to whom? Because there is an answer. There's one person in their pasts who they're like, see?
Right, yeah.
There's gotta be like, that's the story I want to know. Like, who hurt you?
Right, who hurt you? And if you're not trying to impress your neighbors, then who are you trying to impress? Like, it's crazy. Invite them to the friggin' party.
Well, again, that's the other thing.
They have
Yes,
the
you're right.
penthouse of your gorgeous apartment building. The river house is amazing. Like, invite them to your party.
Well, again, you've now brought up another thing, which is petty. Because these are all of this social brouhaha is, except for the money, having the money, based on nothing.
Right.
Like, let's go back to Capote's Swans, right? They were bored housewives. That's what they were. And they managed to capture the imagination of little tiny tic-tac of a human being, Truman Capote, the human tic-tac. But like all of this stuff, these women who were, and I'm not hating on women. This is just a fact about the time. They weren't only coming up with these directives themselves. I know that their husbands were like, basically, I'm employing you to be the PR for this family. So it's insidious and gross all around. But still, so just shut the fuck up. God damn it.
Can you picture that Christmas party right now? I can. The puffy sleeves.
Oh, yes. Black and gold. Lots of black and gold dresses.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. The puffy sleeves, a lot of taffeta, a lot of Oscar de la Renta. Oh,
walking around with trays of crudité.
Or, like little Timmy is brought out and they're like, recite Jabberwocky in Cantonese. Or our guests. And he's like, I don't want to.
And Mark Hampton designed almost definitely
their house too.
I'm just guessing. I mean, he was doing all of them.
Well, there was also, we've discussed him before, Mario Buada, the Prince of Chintz. That was Hampton's big rival. So which was it? The Gottfreund. Do you know that I'm going to say that now as an exclamation mark? Whenever anything happens on this podcast that needs a little emphasis, good friend.
They ended up just moving to Park Avenue. And that's how all those suits got settled ultimately. They were just like, we're out. See you later. We're going to Park.
How banal.
I mean, seriously.
Boring.
Sutton Place.
Yeah, how dare you be so boring? If you have a lot of money, isn't it your responsibility to be the entertainment? Like, get out there. Do something noteworthy. Let the rest of us talk about you, not because you're a dick, but because you did something interesting. Maybe even wildly philanthropic.
So, my doctor is right near Sutton Place, and I had my annual this past week. And I ran into a guy I went to college with. We were walking in opposite directions, just a block away. I'm walking towards my doctor. He's walking in the opposite direction. And he's on the phone. We used to be super close. And we don't stop. We just sort of wave to each other because he's on the phone and he's talking very loudly on the phone. So I assume he doesn't want to get off his phone call and whatever. I can follow up later, and which I did. And I was like, oh my God, next time we have to stop and chat. And he made a point of saying, I live on that block. I was like, isn't that so funny? Why is it so important to you that I know that, oh, right, that block? And it is the block of the River House. So I think.
So what block is that? It's 57th or
52nd?
52nd. Okay. So, well, good for you, unnamed Brown alumni. Speaking of college.
I mean, good for him. I'm very happy for him.
That's delightful. Speaking of college,
Great.
I had to get proof of my childhood address for reasons that are not relevant, but I had to get it and I couldn't think of how to do it. And then I was like, oh, wait, Kenyon College probably has that in my records.
Yeah, totally.
So I called the alumni affairs office and I said, I've got a weird question, but and they were like, yes, we do. And my favorite thing was that she said, well, I have to scan it and send it to you because back in those days, we only used paper. And I was like,
back in
I was like,
days.
really? And I was like, back in those days? She's like, no, I'm the same age as you. And I'm like, don't start with me, miss. No. But I received it. And it's so weird to see. I'll show it to you, but to see how primitive the record keeping was. And they had, the Avery labels, the white labels. And so anytime they needed to change something or amend it, they just stuck an Avery label over it that they had typed on.
Brilliant.
I was just like, this is amazing. So yeah, I have an artifact and they pulled through. I was really, within seconds, they could do it.
Now I'm really intrigued. Why did you need to know that?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Mm.
In our next installment of the page 6 of 1980 something or other.
Okay.
Did you know that after Leona Helmsley served her 19 months in prison and 2 months of house arrest, she enjoyed the run of 27 hotels. She could just pop in any old time she wanted. 27 hotels.
These were Helmsley hotels that she could pop into.
Mm-hmm. She regularly swam laps at the Park Lane on Central Park South. She had servants stationed at either end with a tray of shrimp.
Stop it.
For every length she swam, she rewarded herself with shellfish.
So she's basically a dolphin. She like how decadent and gross. Also, are you going to eat shrimp in the pool? Like,
it's so gross.
Like clean the pool when you're done. Like,
ew.
And is there sauce involved? Like, are they just throwing her a boiled shrimp? Like, what?
I'm glad you say that because that leads me into my next one. But go ahead. Yeah, Leona. Good old
Leona. The thing about Leona Helmsley that in some way
shrimp?
Yeah, I mean, really, how great is shrimp? Like, if you want to pour some caviar down her throat, maybe.
Actually, can I tell you something?
Yes.
So Butterfield's carries caviar now.
I know this.
And it's not that expensive. And I've just been getting it for our cheese plates. And it's a lovely little treat. And it's vegetarian. Well, this is the argument. Okay, because Billy is vegetarian.
My eyebrows just knitted together in disbelief.
Okay, you just have to like parse it out, right?
Okay, all right. I'm willing to hear the argument.
He eats chicken eggs. So why wouldn't he eat fish eggs?
So why not? I mean, if you're not vegan.
No, he is not.
If you are a vegetarian and you are a lacto-ovo vegetarian, does he drinks milk or eats milk-related products?
Yes, he does.
So, yeah.
And
Ovo is ovo.
Yeah.
I'm with him on that one.
I know, right?
I agree.
He decided he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to taste fishiness and then have like urge for fish because he's been so good about not actually eating fish.
Interesting. And clearly the egg doesn't make you crave chicken. So that's good. Interesting. I would never have thought of that. But he's been a vegetarian for a very long time.
Since day one of COVID.
It sounds unbearable.
It is difficult. But God bless him. He's got a lot of stick-to-itiveness.
Whatever reason he's doing it, I'm sure means quite a bit to him. And so let us praise the child who sticks to his guns and his aversion to fishiness.
Okay, we are getting off of page 6 for a second.
How dare you? I've been enjoying the shenanigans of these creeps.
This fun fact comes courtesy of BFF of the podcast, Ring Alexander. Did you know, and this is so crazy because it's actually connected with our last fun fact. In the 80s, the North Wind Undersea Institute, located on City Island in the Bronx, trained SEALs to retrieve handguns, drugs, and other contraband tossed into New York City rivers. The SEAL Search and Recovery Team was also taught to take underwater photographs for bridge inspections. Can you imagine these cute little seals taking pictures?
Are you sure they're seals? They're not like Navy SEAls?
No, there's animals.
They're not humans that are SEALs? No. Are you sure?
No, they're animals. I swear.
How are they holding a camera with their little flippers? I don't know about that. Like, I really want to go with this.
No,
Trust me.
Absolutely. They are seals.
Okay,
they are
I hear you, but I'm not doubting. Okay, go ahead.
And this is how I know. Okay. So the SEAL Search and Recovery Team also taught to take underwater photographs for bridge inspections and to find submerged bodies. Stanley the SEAL retrieved an actual SEAL named Stanley.
Okay. It's not like Stanley Berkowitz from Hop Hog, who happens to be a Navy SEAL. Okay.
Not Navy SEALs.
Got it.
Actual SEALs.
I'm acknowledging this unlikely reality.
Stanley the SEAL retrieved the handguns for school children who visited the museum on field trips. So that's how we know it's actually an animal. So all the kids would like go and they'd watch the seals do this cool stuff, right?
They're like, welcome to this amazing thing. You're a part of New York City. We'd like to show you a severed hand, a gun, and a bag of weed. It's soggy. Don't smoke it. But look, kids, the majesty of New York.
That's actually what happened.
Did a part of a body?
Listen, he demonstrated how he, the SEAL, could unbuckle seatbelts on submerged bodies from downed airliners and ferry boats. It's very impressive.
Well, yes. I mean, you know what this makes me think of? Let's just have a moment. Billy's argument for vegetarianism just got stronger. It's not that anyone is eating seal other than certain indigenous groups elsewhere, maybe. I don't know if they do.
It's you're covered.
Okay,
it's okay.
Good. Thank
you're
God.
A good person.
Jesus. You're a good person. I'm woefully uneducated, but I am a good person.
You're like somebody eats a seal.
Somebody eats it. There's got to be someone. I'm just happy I remembered the phrase indigenous people. You know, it's a reminder a lot of the creatures on this planet are a hell of a lot smarter than you think. And
apparently they can take pictures underwater.
But it's not with their flippers. I want to know how. Like, do they have to like knock their head into something? Do they chew on something? Do they blink? Like what triggers the shutter on the camera? That's all I want to know.
I want to know that too. But how did they open the seatbelt?
Well, you said with their nose.
They say with the nose. No, you imagine that.
Did I?
I didn't say nose.
Oh, well,
you did that in your head.
That was what came to me.
I think we need to take a field trip if this place still exists. North Wind Undersea Institute.
Doesn't it sound like the kind of thing that's like where the baddies are in an 80s movie? Like they're going to take E.T. to the North Wind Undersea Institute where they're going to dissect his little body. Oh, no, don't let E.T. be.
Well, they actually do that in Splash.
Yeah.
They take her. And I bet they took her here.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Is Daryl Hannah still there? Someone has to get her. Jesus. We forgot Daryl Hannah at Northwind. That's like that Roy Lichtenstein cartoon of the woman crying tragically, going, I left my baby on the bus.
Yeah, I had that on a t-shirt.
Did you? Well, someone has to do a t-shirt now of I left Daryl Hannah at Northwind Underwater Institute. Well, I love that. And I have a lot of questions. So
We need to take a field trip.
Let's find out if it still exists. And if it does,
Step
great.
1.
Maybe there's even some video of it on YouTube.
Do, 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 do.
And I'm really happy to know that it's actual seals. But I have to say that I did have a moment there where I was like, did she read it closely enough? I'm a little concerned about this one.
No faith.
I do have faith. I do. Because I didn't say you're wrong. I was just like, questionable. Interesting. See, that's how amazing.
Now you're making me question myself.
No, it's called Stanley the Seal. No, it was going to be like, Stanley the Seal. He's going to be like, like corporal blah, 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 blah of the such and such.
Yeah, no, the Navy
Marine unit.
Never, ever mentioned. No, it's a seal. It's a seal.
It's amazing.
Trained seal.
A trained seal, goddammit. Just believe me.
And they probably fed him shrimp as a treat for recovering the severed hand.
Maybe they fed him the severed hand. They're like, here, just take a nibble. It's okay, Stanley. No one's watching. No one's looking. Just, I know you.
No, I think seals are not vegetarian, but pescatarian.
A gentle folk. That's a great one. I love it.
That's what I got for you.
I am so entertained, and thank you for this opportunity to listen to greatness.
I think we're taking the next 2 weeks off. We're definitely taking off Christmas and New Year's.
Right, the week before New Year's. So the last 2 weeks of December.
Yes. So I think this is our last episode of 2025.
But that's not, we have another week after this one. No, we don't. You're totally right. I don't know how to count. See, I couldn't be one of the seals. I'd be like, where's the shutter? How do I take the photo? I don't know. I'm just going to take a nap with Leona. She's got shrimp.
We'll see you in the new year. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Woo-hoo!